Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Trekking Across the Universe here on NDB Media. Thank you for joining us. Today is August 30th, maybe December 1st in some parts of the world, but of course it is 2024, and it is a glorious time. What did I say, August or November?
You said August.
I don't know. November.
It might be August somewhere.
Yeah, it's a time differential.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
He's still stuck on that wonderful planet that they wound up getting stuck on.
And what was the name of the planet?
Oh,
and don't throw any rocks then.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, and so it begins. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. What a wonderful program we have in store. I want to welcome Michael. Michael, how you doing?
Doing good. It's the 30th. I know that for sure.
Oh, I'm glad someone got that one right. Well, good evening, Commander Cooper. How are you?
I am doing good. Unfortunately, I think I just got outranked by our latest joiner.
Admiral Greg.
Greetings.
How you doing, young man? What's going on?
Doing all right. Thanksgiving weekend. Woohoo.
Yes, it is. And I want to welcome Aaron as well. How you doing, Aaron?
Good. It's nice to be back.
Excellent. Well, we're glad to have you back. Well, folks, we're going to get right to it. I want to give a shout out to Elizabeth Olivia Cooper. Thank you for giving us a little bit of love on Facebook. We appreciate the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. It makes the old folk feel better. So it's really good. We're going to get into it. Star Trek Lower Decks, episode 507 in the final season, fully dilated, I guess is the episode.
Yep.
It was written by Andrew Muth and directed by Megan Lloyd. Episode, of course, debuted on November 28th of Thursday morning. That's right, 2024. So, all right, let's get to it. What do you guys want to talk about? Hi,
Can I ask
Hi, Beamer.
Can I ask a question? Why was it called Fully Dilated? I don't know if that's a dumb question, but do we know why?
There was time dilation on the planet.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I missed that one too. So that was good. Well, very good, Greg. So, Greg, what were your thoughts on the episode?
Well,
clever.
Go ahead.
I didn't laugh as much as 2 episodes ago, but it was clever. There was a lot of little fun gags. Can you hear me? Okay.
No, we both said 2. Are you sure it wasn't 3 episodes ago?
Maybe 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked some of the parallels, some of the ones that they pointed out. One of the ones they didn't point out was, of course, now I can't remember the name of the classic episode. The parallel with the classic episode where Mr. Atos sent Kirk and Spock and McCoy back into different eras, and Kirk was being accused of witchcraft. I thought that was a fun one for us old Trekkers.
Yeah,
that was a good homage. Yeah, there were several lines in there when what's her face says, "Why is there always a suspicious lurker when you're on a Carbon Creek situation or you're in a Carbon Creek situation?"
Yeah.
I was like, all right, yeah, I get that. And of course, then we get Data, Lieutenant Commander Data, almost in a very similar situation. Yeah, there were quite a few, and I'll get to those comments in a bit. Commander Cooper.
I was going to say the same thing. It's like there was so many really fun things that they got brought up. I know probably you guys will hate me for this, but I actually found this one of the most enjoyable with finding the tropes and just laughing along with it, even though we all knew how it was going to play out, and you could pick and you could spot each, episode that the tropes were from Voyager to going back, to the old classic Enterprise when the crash, when the Vulcans crashed on Earth in the 1950s, all the way on through. And one thing I did want to make a comment. This was actually Data's fourth time, Brent Spiner's fourth time doing character of Data on Lower Decks.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Aaron.
I really enjoyed it. I think probably I agree with everybody else that it's been a while since I've enjoyed a Lower Decks episode, probably about 3 episodes past. But I think what Lower Decks does best is make a story out of references. And I feel like even though things were, the plot was one that we've seen before, they were able to bring something new into it. And I think the combination of Tindy and Data was really great. So I really liked it.
Michael?
I enjoyed it, but what I got a kick out of is when I read the synopsis on IMDb, I just go, it's concise, it says it all. It says it's a pre-warp society undercover girls trip. I mean, that says it all.
All right. Well, yeah, I suppose so. Some of the other comments I appreciated. Mariner had most of the lines in this episode. I was going to say movie, but in this episode, she said 2 months for an eye poke. That is some Edo level BS. I thought that was good as well. There was another moment where T-Lin, I just love it. It's a natural protein enhancer. I didn't change anything. We are now rich. It was, later on, she says, I was unaware of our competition. And then Tandy has the first contact line. Wow, you really are fully functional. When she was referring to Data, I was like, all right. And then the two idiots left off with the micheladas when they beam back and Tandy loses her mind, starts yelling at him. It was totally random. Elcar's issues. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also did appreciate what they sent Data back in the photon torpedo tube. It was a la Star Trek 2 when they shoot off Spock at the very end.
Yep.
There was a nice homage. And let's see. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what Out of Gobblers was, but it was good. And poor Tendi throughout the episode. T-Lin is always right. She was really frustrated with T-Lin in this episode. And it looked like T-Lin was getting the better of her in everything, but it wasn't true. They were working together as a team, and T-Lin was, I must improve my communication. Wow. Did so well, and still she was seeing herself as a bit of a failure. That was crazy. iBeamer says, I didn't realize Tendi was as diverse in her scientific endeavors. I thought she was mostly into medical biology. It surprised me that she wanted to be the science officer. And that's a little bit of a throwback to somewhere in, where was it, the 3rd or the 4th season? Is that where we get the connection that the Orions discovered that artifact that shows up in Strange New Worlds?
I think it was the 3rd season.
Okay.
Well, I mean, when she first started in the first season, she was, kind of assigned to Medbay with the doctor.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. Fourth.
It was the 4th? Okay.
So the 4th season was the thing with the Orions that were scientists. But I mean, I think throughout the series, though, she's done a little bit of everything, and she really gets along well with Rutherford and doing all sorts of different things.
I thought there was a moment in the 4th season where she wanted to get out of medicine and she wanted to go into science, right? I do remember that. Thank you, iBeamer. It was last season.
Okay.
And then she, of course, had to answer whatever it was for her Orion family. So she went off for a while on a sojourn, a Worf type thing. Oh, there was another line where Data, I think, had to chew through the ropes. And he said something about, like Worf. I thought that was kind of funny. So, yeah. My opinion on this episode was I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't blown away, but I was entertained. So I don't know. I guess all of you did like this episode, didn't you?
Well,
I
with
think
the
so.
last two we've had, it's like this was a breath of fresh air. So
Exactly.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, a good Mariner focus is always entertaining.
I have to admit, Mariner in this episode, as I've said over and over, she grates on me. But in this episode, she was like, Taquito night. But okay, undercover mission would be fun too. I'm like, okay, whatever, girl. And then she says later on, I think what I kill for a holodeck. That's 4 months in. So I don't know if she was writing her next movie episode, her third episode. I don't know.
I like her prison family, where two of them were murderers.
Yeah, did she say, don't tell me which one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or while there were three of them, two of
There
them
were
were
three of
murderers.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought all the things Delenn was doing were absolutely outrageous. I mean, the oversized vegetables, the windmill, and you never saw the windmill except Mariner calls back in. Oh my God, that's an awesome windmill!
Well, I loved when Teddy says, wow, those are awesome melons. She says, they're
That was
grapes.
funny.
Yeah, that actually was. I did appreciate that. iBeamer says, I love that alternate data questioning the color choice when purple is an option. Yeah.
I thought that was fun. That was
Yeah.
fun. Not to mention the purple D. That,
Yes.
They just called it a D,
Yeah.
Yeah.
as I often have.
Michael, Aaron?
as I said, it was fun. The other thing that was interesting, I mean, that Tendi just seemed to be so focused on certain things and trying to better T'Lyn, and so the only thing she was dealing with was Data the whole time. And then T'Lyn was going along because she said, we got to make some money, we've got to survive. And then she just went out and figured out all these things that weren't going to break the Prime Directive too much.
And
she
had
said-
fun doing it.
And she said, and we're rich. And then they had to
Yeah.
leave.
Yes.
So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I like how they swapped out Data's head with one of the grapes.
That was one of the ones I was going to say for towards the end of the conversation, but definitely that they, when they're getting called to carpet, it's just a grape with a face on it.
I bought one of those in the market.
Yeah.
That was good.
Aaron?
I did like the fact that Mariner was determined to have her in the light moment. She kept mentioning that she needed to find a flute. I thought that was funny. The one thing that I maybe was disappointed about the episode was I feel like the T'Lyn and Tindy plot of Tindy being so focused on out T'Lyning her, I feel like that was a bit forced. Like it was slightly out of character for Tindy to be like that. Or be like that at this point in the show, I feel like. But, I mean, that was the story, so there we go. But, yeah.
Aaron, I was going to comment on that as well, so I agree with you that it seemed when Tendi was almost out of control, almost animalistic when she was fighting with Data, I was a bit surprised by that. But I think that might be the only knock that I had against Tendi, because Tendi is, and I say this politely, a psycho when it comes to her job. So I could see that, but I agree with you, Aaron. The whole thing against T'Lyn, yeah. I know she's under pressure and she wants to prove herself, but T'Lyn has been nothing but her supporter. Now, I can see it in the real world, in that you don't want your underling to surpass you. I mean, I think that works everywhere. But, I thought it was a bit out of character as well. But the episode did work. the line that Mariner had, I think she says, "Wait, this could be my probe life." Referring to Picard.
Or,
There were a lot of callbacks. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say the same thing that you said, Picard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I have a question for the wonderful, esteemed gentleman with beards on the show. What did you think of Rutherford's beard?
It was real.
Look better than
Boimler's,
Boimler's.
yeah, Boimler's is embarrassing. I think what Rutherford has
Yes.
grown it in an episode or two.
Something like that, yeah.
Some of us are able to grow a beard in days,
Yes.
and some of us
Others of us are more like Boimler and have to work at it
yeah.
for years.
And even then, it's amazing. Rutherford's looked a bit more real, I guess, but Boimler's is it looks like calligraphy. But I guess it's supposed to look like that. It's funny. It looks funny on it. I know what they're trying to do. Well, I'm assuming what they're trying to do with Boimler, and it looks stupid.
It looked like one of my attempts at that age.
Man, I was in high school. We had a dress code.
Yeah.
And then in the 9th grade, I was told, said, Mr. Noriega, you have to shave. What? Come on, man. I started shaving in the 9th grade. I never did care for that. So it's always been an issue. But it was okay. I cannot believe we spent an hour and a half on average last year on each episode. And we're 18 minutes in.
Hey, that's
16
longer than the
minutes.
last two put together.
That's
Yeah.
16 minutes talking about. Are they really that thin, guys?
Some of
This
them
season's
are.
pretty
Oh,
thin.
God.
Aaron?
It's like they're running out of steam.
Yeah, I mentioned that. Aaron, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, yeah, I kind of agree. Which is sad because I want this show to continue, but
Yes.
yeah, I feel like there was some stinkers in season 3 and 4, and yeah, this show works best when it takes a bunch of references and makes a new story out of them, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. I think in this case it worked. I liked the Klingon episode. I thought that was cool. But yeah, there's not much meat and potatoes into it, I think.
No.
I have to tell you that the first 4 seasons worked, and I am against season storylines, but it worked in Lower Decks, especially last season. It really there was an impressive payoff with that whole thing. None of us were close. We had ideas, but it was a wonderful payoff. That was great. And I guess in this season, it's the dimensional rift that's keeping it together. And they're basically just cleaning up everything. And maybe that might be the whole thing of Lower Decks. They're cleaning up everything that they've had for the first 4 years and into 5.
That's fair.
Here's something you might. Oh, let's see what IBB says.
Go ahead, Michael, please.
No, I was going to say, as I said, we've had these episodes, and we were talking about how the beginning is different, and then we saw the green hand and saying, "Oh yeah, they talked about the gods and stuff," from one of the episodes. We had the crystal entity in there. Now, is that because Data's there? Is that what that reference is, or could that crystal entity that we see at the beginning in the credits, could that mean that it might show up, or was that just a reference that here's Data? Because he is kind of.
I mean, we didn't have anything with the whales or the whale aliens. We have whales on the ship, but we didn't.
Well, we do have cetacean ops.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I think it's just a wonderful thing to see if you're paying attention, because I think the crystalline entity entered either season 3 or 4.
Oh,
That
did
one
it?
is,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought that was this scene. Oh, okay.
I
Well,
don't.
that shows how much I pay attention. Yeah.
No, you do. It's just we talk about it and then we move on. But I do want to back up a little bit. Beamer says I enjoyed that it was a point of concern between Boimler and Rutherford, and then at least for Boimler. Is that when we were talking about the beards?
I think that must be
Yeah.
what it is,
Yeah. And then they haven't done enough with their overarching story. The the necrosis
mentioned.
previously. Yeah.
It mentioned previously.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, they mentioned previously that they are all intentional, but they keep, not focusing on them. Yeah, this is very light. There's a connection between the episodes, but that's it. In the other seasons, well, at least in the fourth season, there was a straight story arc all the way through. That may not have been in the first three, now that I think about it. I guess number 4 really stood out in my mind. So.
Well, they had like little continual character arcs, but like not until last season was there like a huge overarching plot line.
Yeah. All right. Well, fair enough. Any other thoughts or comments?
No, one quick thing. I did think it was kind of cool, in a way, and not to make this a pun, but it was kind of cool that when Mariner was holding Data's head, she had mentioned, it was really cool, as in was, and that was kind of the past tense going back to that, because if I remember correctly, in this timeline, Data's already been dead several years. Like 3 to 5 years, somewhere in there.
Okay. If I remember correctly, and we need the hardcore fans, I thought this was like right after Nemesis.
Which was where Data sacrificed himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Riker's on, the other, he's got his command.
Yeah, that's why he was on the Titan. That's right.
So.
Okay. Because I was talking about, yeah. Yeah, because I was talking
Data sacrificed himself at the end of Nemesis.
Yeah. So yeah, it would be, 3 or 4 years after that. So yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
The recreation of Data is on probably being made on the Section 5 station.
Probably.
It was interesting where Tendi asked him a question. He says, well, we could just hold out. I was, 200 years in the past. Well, how'd they solve it? Well, I waited in a cave with some other guy and whatever. And just, we'll keep that as plan B. I love what Tendi said. And how long were they on the planet? 10 months?
Yeah, almost a year,
yeah.
Almost a year. I can understand why they were all a bit angry. And those two idiots having the micheladas when no food is allowed in the I mean, come on, man. They should be brought up on charges for being stupid.
Well, do they only have one transporter room?
I guess. Yeah. So they said 1 second.
The Enterprise had 4, plus all the emergency transporters and cargo transporters. Enterprise D had several.
Well, this is the Cerritos, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say it's the Cerritos.
I don't know. I didn't think that that console would have been too susceptible to stuff like that. I mean, come on, 25th century, we can't make a slot-proof computer.
Yeah,
but it was amusing.
It was amusing.
Watching them,
it was a little lame, actually, but
failing at cleaning it up, then having to use their uniforms and trying to lick it off.
That was just gross.
Commenting how it
licking
tasted
off.
like the transporter chief.
Now, wasn't 1 second equal to 1 week?
Yeah.
Okay, here's Roger being a jerk.
Okay, Miss
10
Massachusetts.
months, approx times 4. That's 4. So all that took place in about 40 seconds. I guess. Okay, I guess it works. 40 seconds to them. Okay,
Maybe all the clips of Boimler and Rutherford were real time if you put them back to back.
iBeamer says, I agree. It was only so that they could tell this story, but it didn't really make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did appreciate them going on this, what did she say? Undercover mission would be fun too. A girls' night. What did she say? A girls'
Girls' trip.
mission? Yeah,
Girls'
there
trip.
it is. Yeah, there it is. Well, all right. Yeah, I was okay with the episode. I wasn't disappointed, wasn't blown away. I did snicker several times on the quotes, the throwbacks, and the homages. Yeah, that was all right. I did appreciate seeing T. Lin and Tendi and them, so it was okay. It was. I'd give it a B minus if I'd give it a grade. I guess I just did.
Yeah.
What would you guys do? Oh, there we go. Solid B plus. There. I guess iBeamer knew where I was going because there's about an 8-10 second delay, and he already had his response. Michael.
B.
Okay. Commander Cooper.
A B.
Wow. Admiral Greg.
I'll give it a B plus.
Aaron.
I'll give it a B plus too.
Okay. Awesome. All right.
Definitely better ratings than the last few.
We didn't even want to rate those.
Oh, I know.
I don't think we did. Yeah. All right. Well, any news, Aaron, that you care to share with us?
I have a short film out from, I think, a couple of weeks ago. It's called Renaissance, and you can find it at my channel. And then we've got another one coming out hopefully before Christmas as well. And that's that.
Renaissance. So, what sort of give us a quick little what is it?
So basically, our captain character is hunting some remnant Borg technology, and she comes face to face with Leonardo da Vinci.
Ooh, I like it. All right, so that one is available at Voyages Fan Film. That's on YouTube, right?
Yep.
Excellent. And cool. Aaron, you have a website, right?
I don't. I should do that,
Oh.
but no, I don't.
Dude, if you've gotten away with it and you have your YouTube and everyone goes there, it's not so bad.
That's not bad at all.
No, not at all. All right. Greg, do you have it? Folks, check it out. Maybe we'll be able to have Aaron on and we can talk about that one. So we'll have to contact Aaron's agent and see if he's willing to do so.
I already talked and we're in negotiations. Yeah.
Oh, he's becoming one of those. I mean, awesome. Awesome. Okay. Admiral Greg, any announcements or anything?
Yeah, a couple announcements. For Lower Decks fans that also are model builders, the Cerritos model, I'm starting to see out of unboxings and build-ups. So even though where I get it from, it's still on pre-order, it's probably soon to be available. So watch for that from round 2 on the Polar Lights brand at your favorite hobby shop or online hobby shop. Announcement number 2 is Constar, the motion picture, premieres next Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
And where do we find that?
I am in a role. I have a role in that, and that's from Vance Major and No Budget Productions and partners with Philip Ferret Productions. And it was filmed down in Arkansas. Very hot weekend in September.
Yeah, take one for the team.
And post-production is done. There are other related events out there this weekend on YouTube, so go look for them. Sean Reimer has a production out, so that's a little darker storyline. I believe it's called Kill All Your Friends.
Oh wow.
I should have made a note of that. I'll make sure I'll add the note. I'll get the links to the comment section here after the show.
Congrats to both Greg and Aaron on the upcoming and newly released projects. Yeah, look forward to seeing them ourselves. So maybe we can have Greg on as well. Michael's gonna have to talk to your agent, Greg, and see if you're willing to be on.
Well, you should get the filmmaker on. I mean, I'm just the actor.
You're
I'm
just the on-air talent. Yeah. All right, Mr. Groundhog Day.
This
Commander
dude puts the whole thing together. I mean, he's
dude. Yes, okay. All the fan film projects being delivered, absolutely amazing. They're all labors of love. Yes, what Aaron does is phenomenal. I am a big fan. Michael is as well. We were fans of him before we met him, and having a chance to speak to him on his projects has been phenomenal. But the stuff you're involved in too, Greg, these are fan film projects.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's opportunities for people that may otherwise not get them. And they're fun to do. And Vance did this one pretty much for Royce, and there's some touching moments for that there.
Maybe we'll have a chance to talk about that. Yeah, we'll see. Commander Cooper, anything? I know you're on tomorrow.
Yep, we're on tomorrow. If people are into Japanese anime, we're doing another film by Ghibli from Miyazaki. And this one's a little bit different. We're actually going to be doing one called The Wind Rises, which is the creation and buildup of the Japanese aircraft that was the designer, his backstory, the designer and creator of how he built the first actual aircraft that really worked for Japanese aircraft.
In World War II, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for that. On tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific
7
time?
a.m. Yep.
10 Eastern.
Correct.
Michael.
Let's see. The only thing we've got scheduled that is confirmed is December 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. 5 of the writers from the ARC will be on a panel with us. So that's going to be cool. And they are looking forward to it. So that will be a nice, fun experience.
Excellent. I will be on later on this evening at about 9:30, so about 4 hours from here. And other than that, I believe Monday Night in America will be on as well. And don't forget, on December 18th, the Jet Setter does their soft debut episode. And that program, as well as, oh, hi, Ash. I'm so sorry. Made me flinch. Look at the big boy now. Wow. He is the old man of the house. He's about 10 years. And he's 10 years old, but he was a street cat for about 9 of those. And I'm so happy that he's been able to get through them. He is an old man for a street cat, but he's with us all the time now. Hi, mijo. So I think that'll be it. I think we're good. We're done. And I look forward to seeing the projects. All kidding aside, Aaron, I didn't know the project was out, but I've been a little busy as of late, and I'm going to be checking out that weekend. Same thing with yours, Greg. Looking forward to it. All right.
Thank you.
ndbmedia.net, Voyages fan film on YouTube. Check it out. And we'll see. Hopefully we'll be back. I am saddened, guys, because of this team and YouTube Beamer. I'm saddened that we only have like 3 episodes left of Lower Decks. I am hoping, I believe, like Aaron, that there will be life in this. They've done so well for 4 years. It's okay for them to be human. I'm not holding it against them. This has been an average season, in my humble opinion, but their talent is way too good. They deserve another shot. So, all right. Well, Ash is sitting on my iPad. I'm a little unnerved right now, so I'm going to have to get him off the iPad. Michael, you want to take us out on the episode?
Yeah, everyone, thank you for coming. We will see you the next time. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.